Okay. 2 minutes. Any questions while we're waiting? This is what I'm planning to do for the remaining chapters. I'm doing a little bit of planning and thinking about what we can fit in. Just wait till everybody gets here.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, let's stop. Okay, I'm planning the rest of the semester. We're on chapter 12 now. I had multiple choice, but I had nothing in Excel for you. And you got the quiz, and there was nothing in Excel. Couple weeks left. Then we do chapter 14 and 15. 14 and 15 are often viewed all around the world as the two more difficult chapters. Okay? I have multiple choice. I have nothing in Excel for you. Okay? So, I'm looking at, remember that handout I gave you, that publication what we're supposed to be doing with students in Excel? And the analysis tool pack, we did regression. We didn't do ANOVA, didn't do correlation, descriptive statistics, or t-test. We didn't do that. We did solver, done goal seek, pivot, we've done one pivot table. Give me a moment. We've done data tables. We didn't do range names. Give me a moment. Got some exciting coming. We've done array formulas, cell formatting, simple formulas, charts, and then all those Excel functions underneath. We did a lot, and there's a lot we haven't done. Didn't do anything on dates. We're going to do financial in this chapter. Okay, so I got a lot to think about for next semester. I have to think about how can I work more Excel in. So, because I'm planning, I've got nothing for these three chapters. Chapter 16, I have no multiple choice because I hadn't built it.
Okay.
Okay? So chapter 16, don't read it. We're not going to do it. Everyone with me? Don't do it. And what are we going to do? Remember I've told you I've got this big assignment ready. It's actually going to go back into probably chapter 12 for next semester. Right now, I'm actually going to give you a peek at it so that you'll see what we're going to do. And it says chapter 20, it says chapter 20, but I'll move it back to chapter 16. It's ready to go. I've been testing it. I'll send it to Dawn a couple of times, make him do it a couple of times before we send it to you. So I got about 2 weeks to make sure I'm 100% happy with it. Now, I tell you exactly what to do, and also it's over here. There's a lot going to go on. Now, first thing you got to do is put this pivot table together. It's going to go up to 50,000 records in a database. Okay? When you leave here, is the data in the spreadsheet or is it in a database? It's in a database. And that's why that's on this list. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. But I lead you through it I lead you through it. The instructions are extremely detailed. Don's already done it once, but I'm going to have him do it a couple more times. So, when this data comes up, it's coming out of a database that you'll download from my website. And it tells you exactly what to do. So for example, the first thing we've got to do, database. Okay? We're going to download it from, so I tell you exactly, it's called Del Monte. I just went onto the Del Monte website and copied down there 300 products that they have. And I put it into a database. They've got hundreds of products. Okay? And so I've created this database that you'll go out to my website at the college and you'll download. And I tell you to put it in a folder. Okay? And then we'll create a pivot table. But this pivot table is cute because you've got to go out and attach it to the database. And I tell you step by step by step exactly what to do. Okay? And for those people that are curious, I even give you the select statement. The select statement for those that know a little bit more, and you can see exactly, look at the length of that select statement. It's going out to the database to get the data. Anyone know some SQL in the room? Anyone? No? No? Okay. But I give it to you. I give it to you. I don't ask you to put it together. I've written it for you. And you're going to just copy it and paste it, okay? So, select the query one. It's already there. It's already there. It's easy. And when you press OK, there it is. There it is. It's come up into the, there it is. The pivot table's there. And then you will set it up. And then, watch what we're going to do. This is neat. We're going to do a regression, okay, using line S. Now watch this. Can you remember 3596? Just make a note. Just remember it in here. 3596. There's the regression graphically. Now if we come down to this pivot table, watch. Come down to the pivot table. And let's choose a different product. We've got whole new potatoes. Let's go to apricot halves, okay? If we go to apricot halves, you saw it move. You saw the pivot table move. Let's come back up here and hit F9. Can't run it on this machine. You're going to be fine on your machine. It's the security on these university machines. I actually can't get to my website this morning. The university has just changed its security. Did it affect you students in any way?
Yeah.
Okay, well you don't have access to websites in the university server, but because of Snowden, because people in, I won't name countries, but there's two countries in particular where people spend their time trying to break into file servers. The university here and all around the country have tightened up the security, and it's affected us faculty. Until they get it cleaned up, I can't get to my website. It's so tight, the security at the moment. Okay, let me close this. But anyway, this is what we're going to do. I got to get out of this. Okay. What's going to happen is when you change the product, the regression changes automatically, and here it has changed now. It has changed now. You won't get that error message. So everything changes dynamically. Now the way that changes dynamically is, let's go to formulas, name manager. Has anyone set up a range name in the room before? Range name? See, we should do it. We should do it. And when I highlight the X independent, here's the formula for it. Okay? But I tell you in the instructions here, exactly, look, create the range names, create the dynamic regression, create the chart. So that's what we're going to do the very last day, in the middle of chapter 16. A major effort in Excel. Okay? Now, for next semester, I've got to work it back into one of the chapters somehow. I've got to work it back in, but that's my problem. So, will I give the students next semester I'm holding your hand. I'm holding your hand. Will I give them all that help? I'll see what you do, okay? I mean, there's too much help, and there's probably too much help, but you're the first time through it. Okay, see what we'll do and it will come in, it'll get graded as chapter 16. So, potentially, you should get 100%.
I was just about to ask, in order to get 100, you just have to follow the instructions?
Just follow the instructions.
Okay.
Just follow the instructions. And you should get 100, yeah.
Could you give like a general overview of what we're doing?
I'm sorry?
Could you give a general overview?
We'll do
of
it that
what's
week.
happening?
We're gonna do it that week.
Okay.
Okay? And what I'd like people to do is, as many as possible, bring their laptops to class, because although I give you instructions, look what I do here. Create dynamic name ranges, caution. If you make one typing mistake, it won't work. But once you get it set up, perfect. But when setting it up, and I caution you, so you gotta type this in, and you just get one comma in the wrong place, and oh man, you gotta start again. Not the whole thing, but the range name. Does it sound like I've got frustrated a couple of times? Okay, but isn't that the learning? That's the learning, isn't it? Okay, so let me close this down. It's ready to go. Okay? Now let's come back to one last thing. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Now, if anyone gets Brandon in this chapter, there's a multiple choice question called Brandon. Some of you, I'm sure, will have it. Choose A. And on Sunday night at 5 minutes after 6, everyone will be given 1 point for Brandon. The solution's fine, but the question's not dynamic, it's static. The solution is dynamic, meaning every student is getting unique values for the solution, but your question is remaining static, it's not changing. I've only just found out. Okay? It will be fixed, easy to
For
fix.
every Brandon question?
Yeah, you could add Brandon there 2 or 3 times, you know, for all those capital expenditure evaluation metrics. 6 of them, Brandon's in there 6 times. Okay?
For every Brandon, choose it.
Every Brandon, just choose A and I will give you the point for it. Questions? Questions? No? Okay. Everyone okay?
Sure.
Okay, let's finish off. Let's finish off these 2 multiple choice examples. You know that I did not have an Excel one to put on this week's quiz, but I do now have an Excel one. And it's going to go on the final exam. Okay? So as I go through these 2 multiple choice, I'm going to deal with some of the issues. Okay, that's going to come up on the final exam. The other day, we were working on this one. We're given basic information. So when you get my solution, you'll see the basic information, and then underneath, Let me move this down a little bit. Let me move this down a little bit. If I have to do any calculations, when you get the solution, you'll see the calculation. This was easy. I only needed one more line. But when you get my solution, you will see I may need to do 3 or 4 calculations underneath. If you've done one of these, you've probably done all of them. Now, what I had to get to was the after-tax cash flow. Does anyone have any questions on that cell? We did go over it the other day. Any questions?